you want to learn how to draw a retro cassette tape? Well, if you do, then you are going to need a piece of paper to draw on. You are going to need a pencil or something to draw with. You are going to need an eraser to erase any mistakes that you might make, and a black marker to outline your adorable doodle with. And when you have all of your supplies, and some crayons, markers, colored pencils, or paint, we are going to get started on this adorable doodle, so stick around. Grab your supplies and let's draw a little cassette tape. That's right, guys. We are going to draw a cassette tape today. So what we're going to do first is we are going to turn our paper horizontal, which means that it is wider this way but shorter this way. And you have to ignore my upper page because I am in a book, but we are going to be drawing down here on this bottom half. And I am going to start with a rounded corner here that is going to go all the way down. And I am going to leave a good chunk down here on my paper because I have to add a couple little things here and there to my drawing. So now I'm going to go across the top of my paper here, and I'm also going to curve over. And I'm going to curve around on this side now, and I'm going to come down. What I want to do is I want to be even with this side. So I'm going to have to come down. Well, let's see, because if I remember correctly, that is a big if, we should have a little bump out right here on the cassette. It's been a hot minute since I've had to deal with a cassette tape. So let's bump out there, and then we'll make a bigger bump out on the other side. So let's go ahead and do that. So right here, I'm going to stop. So this line is up further than this line. And I'm going to come down at a little angle, and then I'm going to come down to a little bit below where this one is. And I will kind of curve there, not much of a curve at the base of the cassette. And I'm going to stop maybe about an inch worth over here. And then I'm going to come down on this side very little bit. I have dot grid paper so I can see where my line should be, and I'm going to come over there. So these lines are even. I'm leaving a big gap here in the middle because we need to draw the, kind of make an angle here and an angle here, and I want it to come just a little bit below the base of my cassette. Then I'm going to connect that with a nice straight line. And then I'm going to come up here and connect this, so I end up with one shape there. All right, so we have our little bump out here, we have our bump out here, and we've got our main shape there. So far, so good. And I am going to come back up here to the top, and I want to kind of double my cassette tape here to give it a little bit of that form. My marker's very thick, so this is going to come out looking like an A track. All right, curve down, and then I'm going to come over. So now I've kind of got the doubled up part of my cassette tape there. So now I'm going to go to the middle of my tape, and I'm going to ignore the outside. I want to leave a little bit of the outside because you do have some stuff to add in there. So this is going to be kind of like the label part that would go on your cassette tape. And I'm going to come down just through the middle here, and I want to kind of create a nice rounded rectangle. So all through the middle here, I just want a nice rounded rectangle, and this would be like the label on the front of my cassette that goes over the part with the lovely gears that you have to use a pencil to fix when it fell apart. So right in here, I'm going to go ahead and draw another rectangle. So we're going to come right through here on both sides. Turn my paper, draw a nice straight line on this side. So I've got a nice rectangle here in the middle, and that's going to be for my little inner workings of my cassette tape. So I'm going to make another rectangle right in the middle. So I'm going to come right in the middle here and make another rectangle. And in that rectangle, I'm going to make a half a circle on each side, and then another half a circle on each side. And that would be our nice little tape in the middle there. Then I'm going to go through and make 2 circles on each side. And we know what these circles are for if you've ever had to deal with a cassette. Inside those circles, I'm going to make another circle. If I had a skinnier marker, I'd probably add some little gears and whatnot to that to kind of help show how you would twist it. But I don't have really a thin enough marker to go ahead and pull that off. Up here at the top, I want to create the little index label that was always at the top of the tapes, where you could kind of write which mixtape it was as you stood by the radio waiting for your song to play, so you could just hit that record button. So we're going to go ahead and make another label up here. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to get a fine point black marker, if I can find it. Maybe not. All right, let me see if I can find this layer. All right, and I'm going to use this marker to go through and add a couple of those extra little details to our cassette. So I'm going to add a little circle in each corner. So in each corner, we're going to add those little circles. And then down here, we're going to add a couple of them. So we're going to add one here at an angle, one here at an angle, and then one right here in the middle. And then with this fine point pen, I'm going to write index in the middle of my cassette right here on my label. And then I can draw a nice straight line here for, you know, my title, whatever I wanted to label my tape. And then there was one other thing that tapes had that was just so much fun. And that was a front side and a back side. So I'm going to write kind of a bubble letter A down here, because you always had A and B or 1 and 2 to your sides for your tape. So that way, if you needed to, you could flip that bad boy over and you had a whole nother side to record on. So we have our lovely little cassette tape here. And the next thing that I'm going to add to it is a pencil, because you always had to have a pencil nearby if you had a cassette tape, just in case all of the insides came out and you needed to wind it back up. So I'm going to start with 2 long skinny lines. At the end, I'm going to do a curve. And at this end, I'm going to do a couple little bumps. And that's just to help make my pencil. At the end, we'll go ahead and make a triangle and color in the tip there. And then down here, we're going to come back, curve, and then we've got our eraser. So that way we have a nice pencil. And I'm going to use a straight edge. So I have a bookmark here. I'm going to use that and my skinny marker, because I want to add, you had to have a pencil that had the little kind of hexagon. You couldn't have a nice smooth pencil. You really had to have the one that had the, had to be a number 2. You had to have a good old number 2 pencil in order to be able to wind that bad boy up. So there is our cassette tape. I love it. Love, 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 love it. And I'm going to add in a line to ground my picture because the pencil is there. Or else I probably could just color it all one color and just leave it, but I'm gonna do it like that. Look at how cute this little cassette tape is. I love it. I cannot wait to color it. Grab your markers, your crayons, your colored pencils, whatever it is that you want to color with, and let's color in this awesome tape. I cannot wait. Stick around. Oh, you guys, look at how cute our little mixtape turned out. I even wrote mixtape across it. I hope you had fun doodling with me today. I didn't add any shadows because I kind of just liked the look of it, so I kind of just decided to let it be. But I can't wait to see how your mixtapes turned out. The late 80s, early 90s was just such a great time when you think about all of these fun little things. So I hope that you liked the video. Like, subscribe, join, share. I cannot wait to see you again. Have a great day. Goodbye.